evening drive here on Gusto TV Africa. Waiting this up. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are gearing up for a long holiday. I'm so excited to be back, and you can see I'm smiling because I know you guys want to call me 30BG now, but like I say, and I'll say this for the opting time, we are not a fan base, all right? If you not like, agree. If you like, agree, but you have to agree. We're not a fan base. We're not FCs. We're not 30BGs. We're not outsiders. We're not ravers. We're not Kryptonines. We're not CBEX. We're not none of that. We are Afrobeat enthusiasts, and we love what we do here at Gusto TV Africa. I beg your pardon. And like I always say, we report only what we see, how we see it, and we give you the chance to also talk to us, let us know what your thoughts are, and that's what it's about, right? So it's a beautiful Thursday in the heartbeats of Afrobeats, Lagos, Nigeria, and we love and appreciate all you do for our community. Gracias muchos. Thank you very much. Eshegon, Dalu, thank you. We love it. We love the comments, we love the shares, we love the referrals, literally everything that you do for us here at Gusto TV Africa. Thank you very much from our hearts. And the news is super packed this evening. Well, we have a little bit of this and that, so we're going to delve right into the conversation. What's happening? Burna Boy is in the news, and Burna Boy has just hit a major milestone. Now, what is happening? Burna Boy has actually hit 8 billion streams across all credits on Spotify. Now, if you talk about Burna Boy, right? Burna Boy has actually been in the news for several reasons. I mean, for what it's worth, no by Lambo. Is that why you're shouting? Dun-dun, dun-dun. You know, if we talk about pettiness, one person that is so petty has to be Burna Boy Odogu for what it's worth. When that whole incident popped, I didn't see Burna Boy actually making that into an actual song. But it is what it is. Burna Boy has teased that it's going to drop a song, and I don't know what it's going to call it, whether it's going to call it Sophia Lambo or whatever that is. Fingers crossed on that one. Of course, when it drops, we're right here to bring that to you. But that's not what we're talking about, because 8 billion is in the horizon, has actually popped for Burna Boy. 8 billion. 8 billion. That is astronomical, to say the least. 8 billion streams across all credits on Spotify for the ODG himself. Burna Boy has now surpassed 8 billion streams across all credit. He becomes the second Nigerian artist to surpass this amazing milestone. Clap on for Jesus. Clap on for Jesus. Clap on for Burna. File from Burna. File. To be honest, one person that is hugely criticized has to be Burna Boy. But one thing that he does is to show up and show out. The numbers are there to prove he's been a phenomenal artist, still is a phenomenal artist. You know, the numbers are there. You see the work that he puts into all his projects is quite amazing, and we have to give him that respect. And I think the outsiders are super proud of this one. They're super excited, because one thing that we're expecting from Burna Boy also is that he's going to release an album. He's talked about it, towards the latter part of 2024. Said, you know what, I'm going to drop the No Signs of Weakness. And he can't be like, said, the guy can't get weak. Yeah, weak erection. I don't know. I just had to say that. He was shy about dropping the project, and everybody was really waiting and saying, you know what, bro, drop this project already. But he's dropped at least like 2 or 3 songs off that project, and we're really waiting to see what this album is going to be about. So congratulations are in order for the one and only ODG. We hope to see a brilliant, decent album, because it's raining albums right now. We'll be here. I'll be there still. I didn't have to put that in the mix, but I'll be there. We'll be there. Let's take some comments from the street of X. And Abe says, one frog still did 3.58 billion in 14 years. The day where FCC will come pack all of now for this Twitter, that day they come. Y'all have a loud mouth. I mean, you guys are really bold with some of the things that you say. One frog, who the frog, who the F is a frog though? I don't know. I'm not gonna put that in your mouth, but let me know what you think about Abe's comment. And Zamani says fraudulent stream. One thing that has been in the conversation that we'll definitely talk about every time has to be these numbers. Who is checking the authenticity of these numbers? And somebody says fraudulent streams. I don't know. I wasn't there, never been there. I don't know if it's fraudulent or not. But one thing I know is Burna Boy is hugely loved. He's actually like a Grammy winner. So what you guys saying, fam? Do you think he's farming? See what I did there? What you saying, fam? Do you think he's farming? Clap on. Anyways, it is what it is. Whether it's fraudulent or not, I know one thing is for certain. Burna Boy, he really works his ass off, and he's been an amazing, amazing artist. And of course, we don't see retirement for him anytime soon. Whether the numbers are true or not, we do not know, but he has done 8 billion, and that is what we're reporting. And Davido OBO 30BG Barry Billion says Wizkid has done, I think he says, he meant to say has. Wizkid has done it a long time ago. Across all credit, Wizkid is the greatest Afrobeat artist ever. This is quite strange for a Davido fan to be saying these nice things about Wizkid. Are you guys losing your sauce? Please choose a struggle. Stay where you are. If you are 30BG, stay 30BG. Let an FC do this. But it is what it is, because absolutely Wizkid is the one of the greatest artists, one of the biggest champions of the Afrobeat movement. So you have to give him that one. Talking about Wizzy, all Nigerian artists who have surpassed at least 8 billion streams on Spotify has to be Wizkid, number one, and Burna Boy. So right now in the 8 billion gang, we have Wizkid doing his thing, standing strong on the number one spot, and Burna Boy is the new entrance, into the scene of the 8 billion gang. Congratulations are in order for the super duo who have actually been romancing, from the Dirty December era into 2025. So it's been good. Wizkid and Burna Boy have an amazing relationship. So of course, getting the 8 billion thing looks like okay. Motidebe, I will take you along with me because you're my bruise. So congratulations are in order for both Wizkid and Burna Boy. Take some comments on the street of X. Olivia says so much achievement, but they still jealous the goats from Osun State. I know deal. I beg now. Waiting, I see for X now. The report to. I say that again. Think about it. Say what you want to say about it, because Olivia has said equivocally, said so much achievement, but they still they jealous the GOAT from Osun State. Let me help you out. The goat they were inferring to is Davido. Yeah, if you don't get it, leave it. And Jack says we didn't need Drake's help to achieve this first to 10 billion. Anyways, moving to Davido, because now not gonna put me for trouble. Davido has actually stunned for the Mixmag magazine. Of course, one person that we are anticipating and super excited for is Davido, because the 5 album is gonna drop tonight. I hope you have charged your JBL. I hope you have borrowed your friends or your neighbor's speaker, because this album is going to be one of the biggest albums to drop in the history of Afrobeat. One thing that we know, the comparisons will definitely fly. We know the comparison between David and Wiz and Burna Boy and Rema. That talk is going to be on for the weekend starts tomorrow anyway, so it's great. We're gonna have great conversations about this. But Davido has stunned in a new what do you call it, like a magazine, front cover magazine. Yeah, it might not be Vogue, but right now it's Miss Mag, so it's good. It's good for the brand. And one thing that we know is Davido has worked super hard since he announced that he was going to drop the 5 album. Davido has been everywhere and anywhere. If you blink your eyes, no Shodi. You blink your eyes, na Papa. You blink your eye, he's in some Gotedo or wherever, anywhere to just push this album. Davido has worked himself off, and big credit to him and his team for putting a master stroke, if I have to call it, master stroke PR strategy, because the rollout for this album has been exceptional. Less of gospels, less of chaos and all of that. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? Because we're super proud of whatever Afrobeat is doing right now. So we don't need chaos. We just want beautiful music. We want beautiful artistry. We want people who are super proud of this movement to actually know that I can roll out my project without trying to do something catastrophic or try to do something funny to get into the news. And that's what Davido has taught us. Although it can't be like say, say that the talk says small shit night is poignant. There was something that was supposed to pop into the mix about him actually going to do some type of fraudulent things, didn't clear like a song, and they were charging this guy $45,000 to clear the shit up. But Davido didn't pay mind to that. In fact, he did not respond to it. He's just gone about his business. And right now, what is on David's mind and Chioma and the twins is that Big Daddy is gonna release an album. So yeah, we're super excited. So that's what it is. And 30BG fans are super turned for this one. Now, in a very, very, very direct but introspective view, one thing that Davido has done is to clear certain things. I personally, when I heard this song, I suppose relocate, but I go buy Belgium. I thought to myself, I love Davido, but bro, what the F are you talking about? What is I don't know why. I suppose relocate, but I go buy Belgium. What's it, waiting Belgium and relocation do go inside the song. I know as artists sometimes we want to put bits and pieces here for end rhymes and all of that, but go hear me, I didn't quite get it. But you know what? Davido has actually, because I spoke to Davido, whether you believe it or not, I had to speak to him and I said, bro, you need to explain this shit. And then he said, Paul, wait, don't worry, I got you covered. When I go on the next magazine, whatever, I'm going to do you the honors. And he has replied me and he said, when you're somewhere and you are meant to relocate because you can't afford the price of living in that place. Sure. But then God blesses you and you hammer, suddenly come into a lot of money. So you're saying, I suppose relocate though, but because money no day. But now I get enough money to buy Belgium. And then the person says, but why Belgium? And he says, I don't know. So further confusion. If you know, you not do me any good to clear this shit up because you have further confused me. But anyway, you chose what you chose as a line in that song. We love it still because it's a proper jam and it's a bounce. Anyways, Davido looking all turned and looking really super dope. I don't know the stylist, the styled him, but he likes. I mean, it's nice, nice tie, all the black dazzling, the jackets. But now this Puma shoe work on the green, and I don't really understand, the color bounce and all of that stuff. But one thing, Davido is a stylish, has a stylish persona, and I think that what they did, they shall understand and will do because I don't know the bounce off of black and and all of that assemble, and then you're having like a bright color green for the fashionistas, maybe it's popping. But guys, if you can see on your screen, do you think over 10, what do you rate this outfit? Is it out of the feet or it's a 10 over 10? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and I'll be right there to reply all of it. Now let's take a comment from Mayor United. And he has a Manchester United. This guy, you're gonna suffer tonight because Manchester United will lose. I'll tell you that for free. But I mean, I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm just being very optimistic that we'll win, but we're gonna cry. Gonna cry, big cry. Anyways, let's take the comments real quick. How can he comprehensively explain the song he didn't write? Nah, don't start to. He wasn't even attentive enough when the songwriter was explaining the line to him. I know his online rats will come attacking. Well, because I'm really gonna. I mean, if you write something, you guys still explain them now. Maybe this guy is making sense, but I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that this makes sense or is nonsense? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and I'll be right there to respond to it. Tefa Tylee Giado, if I didn't pronounce that correctly, please don't forgive me. I know I messed it up. But he says the Belgium in this context, I always felt he meant second hand or okrika. At least that's what I thought. To buy Belgium is generally to buy something inferior. So in this song, he's asking why he should ever leave Nigeria and settle for something inferior. But I could be wrong. I think this actually makes a lot of sense. I think this makes a lot of sense from this perspective. Tefa Tylee Giado, hit me up on my DM. In my DM, I beg your pardon. Let's talk about this. I think that should make sense because that line has always been confusing. Now let's take it further down the line. Ayo Maff and Davido last night we're seeing popping, and if there's anybody that's the prince of the streets, like it's self-acclaimed, but I think he's getting that buzz right now, is Ayo Maff. And of course, Ayo Maff was spotted with Davido last night, and it was the bop. They were taunt. And of course, Davido definitely gave him that recognition that he deserves. And Ayo Maff is in the news because Ayo Maff has said, you know what, I'm supposed to have a song with Seyi Vibez, but right now he's looking like, we didn't clear this shit up. And I think there's a little bit of back and forth with the clearing of this song. And guys, I'm sorry, we might not be able to drop the song. And he says on his X account, and I will quote verbatim, he says, that song with Seyi Vibez can't drop anymore. We couldn't clear because he's also working on some things at the moment. Love always to Big Bro. Mafians on to the next. Everywhere but chair. Prince of the Street album is coming. One thing that I love about this guy is the way he's been able to really carry himself, and he's done pretty decent for himself. Naming himself the Prince of the Street, and of course, probably that's the title of the album. He's really done decent, and I think that he deserves all the credit he gets. Now let's take some comments on the street of X. Davido don't advise some way to go for real. She in a bad market. Now don't start again. Like Seyi Vibez has always been the news for certain things not so cool. of course, with the breakup from the Dapper movement. And he's not the only one to break up from Dapper. Of course, Charlie Poppy did that. Charlie Poppy is popping right now, has a global anthem. Ekumetu Lahore, Ipistaza Lahore. And I think that, what, it's just about courage and how you actually, move from all the chaos, move from all the disappointment, quote and unquote. And Seyi Vibez is doing pretty sense. Of course, dropped a sweet, sweet project, Children of Africa. And I think, there are amazing songs right there. And one of the biggest songs on that project that I personally love has to be Shaolin. And I mean, he's been doing so well. So which one is bag market? Anyways, now your opinion, I will go respect time. And GNFUNO says you're not worthy, bro. You don't mention Ojo and Omowo like 20 times. Now why Seyi say you no do again? Now the talk. I really know that if there's something that's really, really stand out in Ayo Maff's songs, it has to be Ojo and Omowo, like Omowo. Well, anyways, nice time with that, and he's being successful, doing what he's doing. So big ups to the one and only Ayo Maff. Probably we get to see them actually do that song together. Just maybe it's cleared and we have that record, or probably it might just be a PR stunt, and then boom, all of a sudden, Seyi Vibez and Ayo Maff. You can never tell. Anyways, fingers crossed. And cleverly says, I know saying that Dapper handwork be this. Leave Dapper alone. They already left this whole franchise thing. So let's just move on, right? And this is where we come to the end on of this amazing time with you guys on the evening drive. Thank you guys so much for what you do. Tell us what you think about everything that we said about in the news. Tell us if you think that Burna Boy, achieving 8 billion is something that we should be proud of. And if it's not fake streams, let us know what you think. And are you super excited and turned for tonight? Because Davido is going to release the 5 album, his 5th studio album, and he said, I'm going to drop 17 tracks off that one. Tell us, how are you feeling? Because on the street of X, the 30BG fans are going super crazy, and we'll be here to actually dissect every bit of the reactions we get from the first drop till the end. Guys, thank you so much for staying with us. And please check out our podcast on Gusto TV Africa. Check out everything we do. And please get all your friends to be a part of this awesome movement, because we're going somewhere really, really great. Gracias muchos. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys on Saturday, Sunday, every day of our lives. You're going to see me. So guys, thank you so much, and share this video to everyone you love. And we'll be right back. Gracias. See you again.